Nerdy for 30. Man, it's me, your boy C, the host of most of the things right here on Paprika, man. And we're just talking about Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. 30 of them to be exact, because that's what's come out so far. So on a spin of ESPN's 30 for 30, we're doing our own Nerdy for 30, as 30 Paprikans have come together to create the master list of rankings of Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. And we've been talking about them all year long, like it's been a long year so far. All year long. We started at number 30, and we've been slowly working our way up to number 1. And today's offering, we unveil number 3. We finally come to our top 3. Avengers Infinity War. Directed by the Russos again. Here's the tagline: an entire universe once and for all. Man, I'm giving that a B plus, man. I'm giving that tagline a B plus. As the Avengers and their allies have continued to protect the world from threats too large for any one hero to handle, a new danger has emerged from the cosmic shadows. Thanos, a despot of intergalactic infamy. His goal is to collect all 6 Infinity Stones, artifacts of unimaginable power, and use them to inflict his twisted will on all of reality. Everything the Avengers have fought for has led up to this moment. The fate of Earth and the existence itself has never been more certain. Listen, man, I remember the day I saw this movie. When them lights came back on, people shuffled out of there like they were leaving a wake, for crying out loud. It was just dead quiet. It was the gasps that you heard intermittently as people were being snapped away out of existence and turned into dust. It was just, man. Of course, none of us at the time, we all knew they'd be back, right? Like, we all knew they had contracts past this, but when you're caught up in the moment, man, you're not thinking about that. You're caught up in the story. You're like, shit, well, there goes Falcon, there goes Black Panther, there goes the Winter Soldier, there goes Groot. And you're like, what the fuck? You know, it's not until you really sit back and analyze it and you look who's left and you're like, oh, this is the original Avengers that are left, and the next movie is going to be their send-off shine. Thanos just comes into the story like a goddamn wrecking ball, fucks up Hulk, kidney punches, boxes the shit out of him. And you're like, oh, this man's a problem. We'd only seen him sit around and talk shit, but we first see him, he shows up with a stone. We have no idea how he got that stone, but he shows up with the stone. And you're like, oh, so it's already on, and we're just dropped into this shit. We're coming off the heels of Thor Ragnarok. Thor's people have been half obliterated, and then half get obliterated again thanks to Thanos, and then half get obliterated again when he snaps, probably. We get the reconciliation of Steve Rogers and Tony Stark in here. The Hulk brought back into the fold after him leaving in Age of Ultron and the Quinjet. There's a lot of shit going on. The Guardians finally mixing it up with the Avengers. Doctor Strange has kind of been off on his own by himself in his own little supernatural or magical corner of the universe. He's mixing it up. There's just so many moving parts of this story. There's, everyone's kind of split off into their own. Thor with a couple of the Guardians doing their own thing, and Tony's on Titan with the rest of the Guardians, and Doc Strange and Spidey doing their thing. Meanwhile, Captain America's down in Wakanda prepping for Thanos' forces because they're coming after the Mind Stone. There's so much happening in this movie, and you're just swept up in it, man, beat by beat by beat. Every character still gets their moment to shine. Poor Wanda has to see Vision die twice. It's just such a good movie, man. The Russos really just broke their ankles off in it, and that's I think, for me, on my own personal list, man, it's sitting at number 2 because it's just, I didn't know what to expect, and it just exceeded every expectations. But that is it for this Nerdy for 30, man. We'll be back in 24 hours to keep this bad boy on a rolling right here on Paprika.